Hi, we're team 222-9984, and we're presenting the Navigating Pandemic Supply Challenges by Deloitte. Deloitte gave us 3 areas of concern that we need to be observant of. The first is taking place with the Metacrystals company location, and that's basically they're looking to mitigate risk by evaluating their supplier base. We were able to come up with a supplier-based risk evaluation chart incorporating 5 new risk domains and weighting each of those domains on importance. The second is going to be evaluating the change in inventory at our Glassworks plant in Switzerland. And this is in response to anticipated rising demand trends for all of the different SKUs. Our team found potential obsolete percentages for those SKUs and the impact that they can have on Metacrystal's working capital. The third is our Fabricatas location in Chicago is a new facility, and due to this is having some constraint issues with their capacity. Our job is to go in and see whether the VP of operations, who thinks there's enough capacity, or the manager of the location who thinks there isn't enough capacity, we need to find out which one of these is correct and how we can mitigate this issue. To elaborate on the first problem that we were faced, we had 12 suppliers for this location in particular. Based on the data we were given, we were able to break up each of the risks into 5 domains. We have our regulatory risks, geographic risks, logistical risks, security risks, and financial risks. Each of these are weighted in importance, with financial being the most important and geographic and regulatory being the least important. And this is a scoring based on 0 to 100. As you can see by the supplier risk scorecard, it puts into effect each of the risk domains across all of our suppliers. When you add in the weights on all of those, it adds up to where 100 would be the best supplier possible. Our top supplier is a 90.25, and our lowest being all the way down at 73.5. So there's a lot of improvement needed amongst some of these suppliers.
To analyze the second critical area, we were given a table which contains the SKU's information up to September 30th, 2020. Based on the information provided, we were able to find our on-hand units, and then we applied the marketing trend to the monthly demand provided. And from here, we were able to calculate how many units we will have after a year's time. From this point on, we were able to find the obsolete percentage. I'll calculate the working capital input this will have on the company. From this table over here, you can see on the first green row, the obsolete percentages, which we were able to calculate of our on-hand stock after 1 year, and the working capital input they will have on the company, which in this case will be a negative one of $435,350. The third critical area consisted of identifying capacity constraints for Fabricata, because the plant manager says we don't have enough capacity to meet the forecasted demands for the next 4 quarters, while the VP of operations disagree. So we're expecting demand to increase for the next 3 quarters, and we came to the conclusion after findings that current capacity is not adequate. So we're making a recommendation to maximize utilization, and we will settle the disagreement between the plant manager and the VP of operations. On the first 3 tables to the left, we calculated the monthly demand on the first table for each one of the ampoules, vials, and syringe. Then we incorporated this actual demand minus how many hours we have available in each quarter to see if we were able to meet demand. As we can see on the ones to the left, we're able to meet demand just fine for Q3, which was the actual. So we believe that the VP of operations thinks that we can meet demand based on the actual information. He's not really taking into account unplanned breaks for the next 3 quarters or the fact that we're expecting demand to increase. We can see all of this reflected on the 3 tables to the right, where rejections were also incorporated into all calculations. And we can see that for Q4 of 2020, Q1 of 2021, and Q2, there is not enough capacity to meet the demand. So it was settled that the VP of operation is not really considering the amount of unplanned shutdowns during manufacturing and the rejections and the makeup hours we need to meet demand. So we recommend that planned shutdowns will be increased to 3 days per quarter in order to mitigate unplanned shutdowns, increasing capacity, and that obsolete products can be reduced to cleaner processes to avoid human error.